friends! Welcome back to another video. In this one, Mike and his dad head across the water from Tampa to St. Petersburg, where they check out some great eats, fun spots, including the Dalí Museum, Sunken Gardens, and a local brewery. Starting things off, they headed to First Watch. Located right in the historic Old Northeast, this spot is basically the holy grail of breakfast, brunch, and lunch. They started way back in 1983 with the name being a nod to the first nautical shift of the day, and they've been crushing the early morning game ever since. The vibe here is total modern farmhouse goals, bright, energetic, complete with a killer outdoor patio. They're also absolute legends for their sweet and smoky $1 Million bacon, fresh avocado toast, and juice bar. Just remember they're strictly open from 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., so no sleeping in on this one. It gets insanely busy on the weekends, so pro tip, hop on their online waitlist before you even leave the hotel or house. Mike and his dad both got the Purple Haze drink, which is made with lemon, cane sugar, butterfly pea flower tea, and a hint of lavender. Mike specifically wanted his dad to try this because when Mike and I were on our honeymoon in Thailand, the butterfly pea really blew us away. We don't see it very often now that we're back in North America, so he was excited to have his dad try it. Mixed with the lavender, it gave the drink a really nice balance of sweetness and citrus with subtle floral notes. It was a really refreshing way to start the day. For the mains, they both ordered the barbacoa breakfast tacos. These come on 3 wheat corn tortillas with seasoned braised beef barbacoa, scrambled cage-free eggs, melted cheddar, and Monterey Jack, lime crema, cotija cheese, let's go with that, house-made pico de gallo, fresh avocado, and scallions with a side of seasoned black beans. These were a flavor bomb of a taco, bursting with fresh ingredients and lots of herbs. The beef was juicy and seasoned perfectly, and everything held its structure really nicely. These were some seriously high-quality breakfast tacos. The meal also came with home fries, and they were good too, but honestly, they were pretty forgettable compared to the tacos. The tacos were definitely the star here, they were just top-notch. Next up on our St. Pete checklist, we're diving deep into the weird and wild and wonderful world of the Dalí Museum. You can grab your tickets right at the museum or ahead of time through Get Your Guide. You don't need a timed entry for the main galleries, but if you want to experience the Dalí Dome, which is a massive 360-degree digital immersive show located just outside, you definitely need to book a specific time. It's an extra $15, but trust me, it's totally worth adding it to your ticket. So who exactly was Dalí? Salvador Dalí was the ultimate king of surrealism. Think melting clocks, floating eyeballs, and dreamlike landscapes painted with mind-blowing detail. He was all about challenging reality and exploring the subconscious mind. So how did all this world-class art end up right here in sunny Florida? It actually started with a couple from Ohio, Reynolds and Eleanor Moores, who were personal friends of Dalí and collected his art for decades. When they started looking for a permanent home for their massive collection, the St. Pete community rallied together and opened the original museum in 1982. The jaw-dropping waterfront building you see today opened its doors in 2011. And its main purpose is to protect these priceless masterpieces while inspiring people to think completely outside the box. When you walk in, expect to be completely mesmerized. The building itself is a work of art, featuring 18 thick-inch hurricane-proof concrete walls, interrupted by a massive glass bubble called the Enigma, along with a central spiral staircase inspired by DNA. Inside, you'll explore multiple floors packed with everything from Dalí's tiny teenage sketches to 7 of his most famous, towering 13-foot masterpieces. And don't leave without checking out the Avant Garden on the bay, complete with a giant mustache sculpture and a real labyrinth.
Will the Maple Leafs ever win the Stanley Cup? It's broken.
Next stop is Sunken Gardens. It's a walk-through wildlife attraction located right on 4th Street North, and this place is literally a 100-year-old living museum. It's also one of the oldest surviving roadside attractions in the entire state of Florida. You'll find flamingos and other birds and wildlife, along with exotic and rare trees and plants. They even host weddings here. Now imagine that wait list. Back in 1911, a plumber named George Turner bought this land for a whopping $600, and at that time it was basically just a marshy sinkhole where wild hogs roamed. George drained the lake and started planting exotic seeds, and by the 1920s he was charging people a single quarter just to stroll through his secret jungle. Fast forward through generations of Turner family love, a crazy era in the 60s when it housed the world's largest gift shop, although I wouldn't exactly call it that now, and a massive community rescue mission in the late 90s, today it's preserved by the city as an enchanting 4-acre paradise. Our last stop is St. Pete Brewing. These guys have been true pioneers of downtown St. Pete's craft beer scene since 2014. They were founded with the goal of brewing crisp, refreshing beers specifically designed to crush the Florida heat, and they've become a local staple. Located at 544 First Ave North, the vibe here is a total neighborhood tavern meets beachy hangout. Completely unpretentious, incredibly dog-friendly, and always buzzing with local live music or trivia. Mike ordered a flight of few beers, but the guy helping him was so nice and helpful that he gave Mike a few extra samples that he didn't even order. By the end of it, Mike had pretty much tried everything that they had on tap.
He was a true lover of his craft.
Yes. So first up is Florida Man Goes Crazy Jr. This had a great mango flavor to it. And we all know how much Mike loves a wheat beer, so we all knew this was a winner. Plus, I love the play on words for the name of it. Man goes, mangoes. Next is Raspberries Taste Like Raspberries. This was tart and full of raspberry flavor without it being very acidic. It was a really nice gose. Next up is Y'all Gonna Make Me Lose My Rind.
Up in here, up in here.
The watermelon sour. This sour was really enjoyable. It tasted like real fresh watermelon juice with low acidity. Next is check 1 2.
Check 1 2. Testing. Oh yeah, they both work and they don't like no feedback. What's up?
This Pilsner was crisp, dry, with subtle bitterness. It was nice. Next is Citrus Got Real, a hazy IPA with a nice balance of citrus and a medium body feel. Following that is McCracken Scottish Ale. This is obviously a Scottish export ale, and it was very full-bodied and thick, with dark, rich caramel malt notes, but very enjoyable to sip on. Next is Peer Beer Lager. This was a very chuggable beer, very light and smooth. Next, he tried Grateful Stout. This features coffee-like roasted malt characters, and it's named after the brewer John's lifelong love for the band Grateful Dead. Mike's not a stout guy, but he really liked this. And finally, St. Pete Orange Wheat. This is their classic wheat beer. It's the beer that started it all, and we can see why. It's a fantastic tasting beer. The Florida Mangoes Crazy Jr. is basically a mango twist on this classic. Not sure if the guy helping Mike was John or not, but you could tell the guy working here really cared about the craft of beer. You could tell that he genuinely loves what he's doing, and that made the experience even more enjoyable. They also had a lot of fun, quote-unquote, crappy movies playing on the TV. You know, like Anaconda. It's a bad movie, but it's fun to watch. This is a really great spot, and we highly recommend it. Alright friends, thanks so much for watching. We really hoped you enjoyed this mini Florida series. I sure did, because I wasn't a part of it. Maybe next time, right, Mike?
Next time.
Yeah, next time.